Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So today our group will present the status of production Lajak Kuruih H in December 2020. Our task is in charge of monitoring the quality of tablet production for Lajak Kuruih H type. From the given data, we have calculated and analyzed the data by using Microsoft Excel software. Firstly, I have summarized the data on tablet Lajak Kuruih H type. You can refer to the first page of report. First, what we can summarize from the data is the average of 3 characteristics for one tablet. What we do is we divided the data into 3 specific characteristic data, which is data on weight, relative density and tensile strength. Then we rearrange it into 3 types of group, which is morning shift, evening shift and night shift. What we got is the average weight in the morning shift is 352.42 mg, and for evening is 349.99 mg, and for night is 349.61 mg. Lastly, for average for total shift, we got 350.72 mg for average of one sample tablet. We do the same for relative density and tensile strength characteristic. It just every one of the characteristic is in different unit SI. The result data is as you can see in the table 1 from our report. Then, while we rearrange the data, we can summarize that the 200 sample is not equally divided into 3 types of shift. From table 2, from our report, as you can see, we have 70 sample for morning and evening, but only 60 sample in night shift. Next, what we analyze is some of the 3 types of characteristic of tablet. From the data that we have rearranged earlier, what we do is we sum up for every group of shift and total up all the shift sum value to get a random view in a graph bar chart. It is about to get the pattern of weight, relative density and tensile strength in the different group of shift. As you can see in the figure 1.1, what we can summarize is that in shift night, it has the lowest data. First, we thought maybe because of the size sample, which is only 60 sample. But after we observe the result for evening and morning, the sample size is not a factor. Morning shift has the highest value compared to the 3 of the shift. Lastly, what we observe is the most of the table is in what range of weight actually. As you can see in table 4, most of the sample is in range between 320.1 mg to 350 mg, which is 95 samples, and only 4 samples is in 300.1 mg to 320 mg. Now, I will pass to Amirah to explain on evidence following the normal distribute.
For question B, we want to know whether the Lajak Kuruih H tablet produced in December 2020 is normally distributed with mean 350 and standard deviation of 14 or not. For this question, we use goodness of fit test. First, we need to know frequency value. To know frequency value, we use Excel. First, we need to determine the minimum and the maximum weight tablet. After we know the minimum and the maximum, we can do range with suitable value. After we do the range, we can know the upper limit for every range. By using the range and the upper limit, we can do histogram graph. From the histogram graph, we can get the value of frequency. We define a random variable x to represent weight of Lajak Kuruih H tablet. Then for the hypothesis statement, under H0, x is assumed to follow the normal distribution with mean 350 and variance 14 squared, whereas under H1, x is assumed to not follow the stated normal distribution. As 2 parameters mu and sigma squared in normal distribution are known, then the number of parameters to be estimated denoted by p equal to 0. As we can see at table 6, I is the range of tablet weight with 10 interval. Next, To get the value of PI, which is probability, we need to standardize first. After do the standardization, we use calculator to get the probability. The total of PI value is 1. Next, the observed value, we get it from frequency table. Next, to get the expected value, we need to multiply the PI value with the total observed value, which is 200. As we can notice, first, second, third, 10, and 11 class, their expected value is less than 5. So we need to combine this respective class with their neighboring class. For first, second, third, fourth are merged together, while classes number 9, 10, 11 are merged together. So now we can see new set of observed and expected value. The finalized number of classes denoted by k is equal to 6. Hence, the degree of freedom, which is defined as k minus p minus 1, is equal to 5. Next, we can calculate the test statistic value using new observed and expected value. The total of test statistic value is 5.7406. After calculate test statistic value, now we can compare this statistic value with critical value. In rejection criteria, we will reject H naught if chi squared test statistic value larger than critical value, chi squared at alpha 0.05, degree of freedom 5 given by 11.0705. Since chi squared test statistic value 5.7406 smaller than critical value 11.0705, then we do not reject H naught. So now we can conclude at alpha equal to 0.05 or 5% level of significance, we have evidence from sample data to accept H naught and to support that Lajak laku Kuruih H tablet produced in December 2020 by manufacturers is follow the normal distribution with mean 350 mg and standard deviation of 14. Lastly, it shows that Lajak laku Kuruih H tablet follow Food and Drug Administration Authority requirement that weight of standard tablet produced by manufacturers are normally distributed with mean 350 mg and standard deviation of 14.
So, now let me explain to you on quality weight of Lajak Kuruih H type tablet produced in different type of shift. How can we know whether it is in good quality of weight even it is produced from the different type of shift? It is good if the tablet that has been produced from all three type of shift, which is morning, evening and night, doesn't change the average value of weight of the tablet. This means that we want to know if the three of shift does affect the weight of the tablet or not, where if there is a difference in average weight of tablet produced between the three type of shift. By using data analysis on Microsoft Excel, we can get the data information for analysis of variance table, which can lead us to know if there is a difference or not. We have choose level significance alpha at 0.05. From the data on weight characteristic that we have rearranged earlier, we key in the data in column size. What we can get from the data analysis on Excel is two tables, as you can see, the table 7 and 8 in the report. On the table 7, the summary given are the descriptive statistical summary on the group data, where the first column in the summary refers to the group morning, evening and night. The second column, the count, refers to the level of sample size Ni. You can see N1 and N2 is 70 and N3 is 60. The total of sample size capital N is not given, but we have calculated on our own, where capital N is simply the sum of all Ni values, which is 200. From this sample size, we can see that the data has unequal sample size. The third column of the sum is the total, is the level total of Yi dot. The grand total y double dot can be obtained by simply adding up all level total values, giving us the value of grand total y double dot equal to 70,145.3. The fourth column gives the level average values, which are the estimated level mean cap I. So, based on the information from the summary table, we can estimate the grand mean and the level of effects. The summary table also gives us the level variance on the last column. Next, the table A is one-way ANOVA table. We have observed that the order of the table and also the values inside the ANOVA table itself are exactly the same when we had calculated manually. The first column, which is the source of variation, which can be the factor between group, error within group, and total source of variation. The second column is for the calculated sum of square, which is we get SRT values, which is 314.46. The SSE value is 42,546.79, and for the total sum of square is 42,861.25. We have observed in the total third column, which is the total degrees of freedom denoted by df, the capital N minus 1 is equal to 199. The treatment degrees of freedom K minus 1 equal to 2, and the error degrees of freedom are also provided, which is equal to 197. In the fourth column, provide the value of mean square denoted by MS in the ANOVA table, where the MSE value be used to estimate another population parameter, which is the error variance sigma squared. The F value in the fifth column is the calculate F ratio, whereas the FCRIT in the last column is the red-sided critical value F alpha, which is 0.05, and degree of freedom 2 and 197 given by 3.04. And the second last column, which is P value, which is the probability value that the F random value is greater than the calculated F ratio. The solution starts with H0, where under H0 the means mu1, mu2 and mu3 are all equal, whereas under H1 mu I unequal to mu j for at least one ij. The decision rule is to reject H0 if the P value is smaller than the level of significant alpha, which is equal to 0.05. Since the P value given by Excel is 0.4842, which is greater than 0.05, then the decision is to do not reject the hypothesis H0. Then we can conclude that at alpha 0.05 level of significance that there is no difference in the mean value between the tablet weights milligram from the different group of sheaves. From the calculation that we have made, we are confident that Lajak Kuruih type of tablet have a good quality in terms of weight. It is because even the tablet produced from a different group of sheaves, it does not bring any difference in average of the tablet weights. Now, I will pass to Alia.
Predictions of tensile strength in recent tablets. To do a predictions, we have obtained a regression line equations. Y head equal to 0.0767x plus 0.3552. The equation shows a unit increase in relative density leads to a 0.0767 unit increase in tensile strength. Next, by using equation obtained just now, we can just sub the value of low relative density obtained in recent tablets, which are 68%, 74.3%, and 80.1% in X. From the calculations that has been made, we found that the prediction is invalid for all data because it beyond the limit range of X, We cannot accept it since it relies on untestable assumption whether the linear trend might not continue due to hidden uncertainties. Thank you.